Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jay. I am trying to live my best creative life and make a living off of my art comfortably. Right now, I'm going through a challenge to list 100 items on Etsy in 12 weeks. I am failing, but I have 6 listings so far, which is 6 more than I would have if I didn't do this challenge. So still a win, still a win. So this week, I'll be working on my self-love era collection. I have 2 solid ideas, keychains, so I'm going to work on that and making like a little bit in bulk, which is just 4 of them. And then hopefully I'll work on some notepads. So that's what I'll be doing in this video. I think I'll add more as the time goes to the collection. I don't know if I'll hit all 8 listings, which is what I'm supposed to be doing for the entire 12 weeks. But making things takes time. I don't want to focus on the quantity of it all. I want to focus on the quality. So I'm gonna have to take a step back and maybe make that 12 weeks like 24. And that's okay. I don't need to be in a rush all the time. So I hope that this is not trash. Let's see. So today we're gonna be using this wonderful machine here. And I'll embroider some of the things I need to embroider. So I'm gonna start doing that. I forgot that I had to make the actual file, so I'll do that now.
Fun fact, I got interested in learning about machine embroidery by scrolling through Twitch and stumbling on some machine embroidery streams. Like, of course I've seen embroidery before, but never behind the scenes. It opened up a new rabbit hole of creative ways I can make my designs tangible. And since my birthday was coming up, I decided to buy the exact program the streamer was using and did no research. And oh my god, it was so pricey. But I felt if she got it, it had to be good. I actually found out later on that she got the program as a gift, and well, that kind of stung. But that's what I get for being influenced. The program isn't bad, but if I did my research, I'm sure there were other programs that I could have used and not have spent an exorbitant amount of money on. I'm actually using a newer digitizer that came out recently. Definitely broke buying it again, but hey, most people get therapy. I just happened to buy expensive craft tools for my mental health. I also went in full treat yourself mode and visited a local sewing machine dealer and bought one of their used embroidery machines and supplies. I still have the machine over 5 years later. She's still kicking, but I could use an upgrade for sure. I now had all the tools needed to create all the embroidery things. I started with some scrappy patches, often poorly digitized. I had to learn how to think in stitches and how the machine would stitch designs out, and it was a learning curve, but I got the hang of it somewhat. I then worked my way to creating cute little plushies. I can honestly say these are my favorite things to make at the moment. So today I am making my positive little bunny. Does it have a name? No. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I do know I want this character to be super positive and encouraging because I really need that in my life right now. But anyway, what started as a random encounter on Twitch turned into a fun new avenue of creating for me. And now I can take my little encourager with me everywhere I go. If you have any questions about embroidery from someone who still considers herself a newbie, let me know. I would be happy to answer and make more videos about machine embroidery. I honestly have no idea what day this is. I was having Dropbox and iPhone storage issues, and when I tried to offload from my iPhone to my computer, then rename the files to the same naming convention as Dropbox, all the dates got screwy. But anyways, I started working on my jet tag item. This was suggested by the super cool Obi-Wan Cody, who is honestly just an all-around cool dude. Great artist, give him a follow. I always wanted to try and make one of these, but I wanted to make them a little bit different, so I opted to add some Minky to the bunny for a little sprinkle. These started out great, however, I really messed up the backing a little, which is so annoying because I have to add the backing right at the end. So all of the work can be rendered a waste at the very last minute. But here's how they came out. I thought I did great, but these were slightly off as I observed later on. Next, it was time to add the grommets. I am trying my best not to buy more supplies than I already have because your girl is a hoarder. So I wanted to use these grommets. I don't know why I had them, but I had them. I thought they would be too big, but honestly, I love the oversized hole. I think this can be my signature. I do love how these feel, so I'm thinking about selling these as a B or C grade with a steep discount. Another idea I had was to make little cat ones next, so I'm pretty excited about that. I then cleaned this up and they were done. Well, mine's the keychain hanger. I have some ball chains, but I'm not sure I like them too much, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know. So I decided to make a few pages different because when I was little, I had this cute notepad I got at a discount store. In it, each page had a totally different design, and I would just flip through and stare at all the pages. I just loved how each had its own style. Side note, I had a favorite blue page I would stare at, and one day I noticed it was gone. I think someone stole some sheets when I took it to school thinking I wouldn't notice, but I did notice. And so the person who stole them, you trash, and I hope all the tags on all your clothing irritate you for the rest of your life. But anyway, I wanted to mimic that cute notepad. I will also make single design notepads just to see what people may like more. To this day, however, I have yet to assemble these because I used my new Caesar to cut these and I was having issues. I got the big boy Romeo when Joann's was going out of business for a steep discount. It was literally the only Caesar cutting machine they had. So I jumped at the chance. The problem I'm having is that it's simply too big. Also, I noticed the way the mat and rollers sit, sometimes the sheets would have a sticky residue from the mat because the rollers are pressing down too hard. And also the mat bends up slightly and the blade catches it and makes a little cut on like the sheets. I did learn this from my friend Tiramisu who had the same problem. She fixed it by using a new mat, but I used both an old and new mat and I had the same problem. I figured out that it's the roller positions I use, but if I change the position, the sticky residue comes back. So I need to figure out how to make a device that helps the mat sit flat, but at that time, it was too much brain power, so it's been abandoned to this day. But yeah, that's the end of this vlog. I'm so sorry. I am still trying to find interesting things to film. I feel like nothing is interesting to show, so I don't record, and that makes my vlog seem cut short. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, feel free to subscribe. Please. See you next time. Also, don't forget to like and share and all that good stuff. It helps. Thanks.